Hello, welcome to the Northern Monkeys Cricket Show. England claim a historic win in India after what was in the end a comfortable day 5 for England and a very, very uncomfortable day 5 for India. Some fantastic individual performances. A couple for India as well, to be fair, but we're going to cover those. Mick is in the top right of your screen and Wayne is at the bottom.
Hello.
Hello. It's a fantastic win, Mick. 5 days ago, you didn't see a win like this coming, did you?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. A little bit disappointed, I think, with India, really. But you can't be disappointed with the way England have played. I think probably we've made them look a lot worse than they actually are. So very, very pleasing result and a great start.
I know it's obviously they've not scored one, but I know you can't do this because this is not how our sport works. But if you take away Joe Root's runs, there was a 9-run difference between the teams, which it just shows how number one how difficult a pitch it were because nobody else could manage it like Root did. You got 70s, 80s, but nobody got proper control of it, and it just shows Wayne that Root is the form batsman in the world at the minute.
Anyone that can do it in the subcontinent has got to be considered one of the best in the world because it's the hardest place to go. And it's just unbelievable at the moment, the way he's playing, the way he's seeing the ball, the way he's timing the ball, the way his risk play, the shots that he uses is he can pick out a gap anywhere and he's scoring boundaries without ever putting himself in danger. It's a sign of a great player. Maybe that's a little bit harsh. A player in great form, probably a better term to use at the minute. Probably too soon to say he's a great player.
And he was unlucky with his dismissal in the second innings, which kept very, very low.
Yeah, but then again, his dismissal must have lit up Jimmy Anderson's eyes.
Very true. We'll go on to Jimmy in a minute. Root, though, equals the record for wins as an England Test captain. I haven't got the set in front of me. It's in a significantly fewer amount of games than Michael Vaughan managed it. I'll see if I can find it while you're talking, Mick. But it's strange. I mean, I don't know about you. I still feel like Root's still quite new to captaincy.
Yeah, definitely. Is it 6 away wins? I think as well. Isn't it 6 away wins on trot?
6 away wins in the bounce. Yeah.
Yeah, which is phenomenal. I'm with you. He's still a kid to me. You know, it's brand new to the team. He's just that probably says more about me than it does about all else. But and it does get his question. I mean, I suppose every England captain suffers from this, but they get their tactics questioned day in, day out, virtually. You know, why has he done that? Why hasn't he done the other? Why hasn't he done this? Why hasn't he done that? They seem to be getting it right time after time, time after time. And we can't forget that it's not just the captain, is it? It's not just Joe Root. You know, there's a huge backroom staff as well that contribute to the decision making off the field. Clearly, on the field, it's down to him. But I can't imagine there must be an absolute mountain of planning goes into virtually every session. And he's an intelligent lad. Clearly, he's an intelligent cricketer, and he's able to execute those plans. With the help of the team, obviously, but yeah, he's a very, very good captain.
Yeah, completely agree, and he's showing it now. It's still early days in the Test series. What you got to bear in mind with India. We'll switch to India before we move back to some classic England performances. You look at India's last tour, Wayne. The first game they got all out for 36 in Australia and got absolutely thrashed, and then came back for the rest of the series and were basically superb. So, although they were beaten by the better team on Test 1, you cannot write this lot off.
Right, India, off at your peril. We've been saying this throughout the Test. This is the hardest place to go in Test cricket. Against it, I understand that New Zealand are currently ranked number 1, but for me, India are the hardest team to play, particularly at home. Yeah. And if you're looking at this going, well, we've won 1 out of 4, there's no reason we can't win the next one. You're going to be in for a big surprise if you're not putting that same level of performance in the next test, because they will learn from the mistakes, and we've got to up this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's no point putting the same level of performance in because it'll not cut it. You're right. We have got to up our game. which is not going to be easy.
No. No, you're absolutely right. It just needs somebody else to chip in with some runs. Somebody else needs to get a centre for England, at least one other. As long as Root gets a reasonable amount of runs again, then England are in the game. But there were a lot of look towards this in a way. If India win the toss, Mick, this is almost certainly a completely different game. It's flipped.
Well, possibly, because my only question would be, Kohli's been away. Obviously, they didn't tour India. Australia with India. He's got a new baby as well. You know, things have been going on off the pitch for him. It's going to take him a little bit of time to get back into the swing of it. He showed some signs of it today, but not many. Hopefully, it's going to be another couple of games before he gets back to his best.
I think he needs to take another 3 games just to see his eye in. And then after those 3 tests are done with, he should really kick on in the series after that.
Definitely.
After that. I've got every faith in him that he will do that, but not for the next 3 matches.
So if you're listening to that, you look after the little one. The wife needs you.
Have the second test off. Have a bit of time at home. Family comes first, mate.
100%.
Take paternity leave.
You know what? If he hits his straps, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, I said we're going to be in trouble. If him and Joe Root hit the straps, we're just going to be looking forward to another 3 draws now, aren't we?
Yeah. We would, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. On England's bowlers, Wayne, we'll start on the negative side of things. Dom Bess had a fantastic first innings. He really, really struggled on day 5. I think he bowled three full tosses to Kohli in a row and got punished badly. He's young, he's learning, but this is England against India. There's questions to be asked.
There is no room in Test cricket for that many mistakes. Adil Rashid was proven over a period of time that you cannot make mistakes in Test cricket, because as good a bowler as Adil Rashid were, he'd bowl 5 brilliant balls and over and 1 absolute dross delivery that would cost him and take the pressure off the batsman. And that's pretty much what Dom Bess has been doing. And he didn't bowl particularly well in Sri Lanka despite taking wickets. He bowled well in the first innings, definitely, but then proceeded to bowl absolute dross for 80% of the second innings. It can't be allowed. You've got 2 other spinners waiting in the wings. I think 3 possible, but 2 being Moeen Ali and Parkinson, the Lancastrian lads, who are more than happy to take that place. In fact, that place is tailor-made for Moeen Ali. So if Dom Bess ain't going to do it, I'm pretty sure they'd be happy to stick Moeen in. So I would be slightly concerned if I were him. The only thing that saved him, in my opinion, is his batting. I know he hasn't got a great amount of runs, but he's showed a lot of positivity with bat, and I think that's the only thing that's going to keep him in place for second test. But if you don't get his act together with those bad deliveries, he ain't going to see out the series. Simon Kerrigan, weren't it, that played against India or Bangladesh away, had 1 terrible test match and never played again. Cricket's a cruel sport.
Yeah. It is. You look at his stats from. We're coming on to Jack Leach now, but compare Bess's stats, and this is fascinating to me. Jack Leach bowled 26 overs, got 4 for 76, which is a really good innings. He only used Dom Bess for 8 overs in India's second innings, and they were going at over 6. That tells you a lot.
Bowling one of your frontline spinners on a 4th innings wicket in India and only giving them 8 overs, it ain't good enough, mate. It really isn't.
No. I agree. But Jack Leach, fantastic control, Mick. For the most part, Jack Leach is an extremely dependable. But to be fair, he's a dependable with bat. He does blocking for you, but with the ball, he's just all right. I need you to do this job for me. Here's the ball. Go bowl me 26 overs.
Yeah, and he will, and he'll put it in the same spot time and time again. And we're getting a lot of bounce today, a lot of real bounce, which helped him. I like Jack Leach a lot. I like him a lot just because he looks like a likable fellow. But not only that, you know, if you said to him, go and do X, Y, or Z, he'll go out and he'll do it. You know, and he's a very, very capable cricketer. I don't think he's never going to be great. He's never going to be, taking 10 wickets a game regularly at Test match level, but he's very, very dependable. So yeah, and 4 wickets today, and good for those 4 wickets as well, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. On to England's greatest fast bowler of all time, with his spell. Now, this is a good. Before we come on to the actual Jimmy, it's a good bit of captaincy, I thought, because when he brought Jimmy Anderson on for his spell, he'd only bowled like 1 or 2 overs, and then he brought him back in the 26th over, and it was the perfect time for Jimmy to bowl, weren't it, Wayne?
As soon as that reverse swing starts coming in, that's when he gets the steps into his own. That's one of the best spells. I think he bowled 8 overs, but I think the 6-over spell that he bowled was one of the best I've seen in Test cricket for a long time. And that one particular over that we must have all seen, and we're all thinking about, to Gill and Rahane, weren't it?
Yeah.
That was just magical to watch. That is the sign of a quality player. Because Rahane came in, to be honest, probably should have been out first ball. I'm not too happy with the umpire's call decision on that. And then did the exact same thing to him again, and he had no response to it. There's nothing he really could have done, because he played the line that I think anyone else would have played, but he just, the way he pitches it and makes it move, you've got no chance. You either play the line you're expecting, or you play a defensive line, at which point you're going to edge it to first.
Yeah. It was just something else that it was. The spell was fantastic, but those 4 or 5 balls up to get Rahane were 4 of the best consecutive balls I've ever seen in cricket. It was just amazing, and that's why he's still going. What is he, 39 now? And that's why he's still going.
He'll still be going at 50. That bloke, he's an absolute machine.
Just in 3 over spells.
I'm sick of hearing about him, to be honest.
Your wife's a big fan, Jimmy.
Yes, I mean, she's been texting me about it, sending me stats and all sorts of stuff, and no, you can't complain. What a player, what a bowler. I accept he's not taking as many wickets as some of the spinners, but for me, his achievement is even greater, because from a physical point of view, it's just ridiculous. It's to coin a phrase. It's just immense, absolutely immense.
To still be steaming in at that age, he's still bowling consistently around 81, 82 mile an hour.
Yeah,
and putting that pressure onto that front foot. If he's not cracked now, he'll never crack.
Yeah.
I think his left heel is made of carbon fibre. It will never break.
Yeah.
Having said that, he almost certainly won't be playing in the next test. You would assume Stuart Broad will come in.
Yeah, he could, but he won't, because that's the way they play this series.
Yeah.
But I expect Broad will replace.
It's a very capable replacement, to be fair.
I'm not heartbroken by that decision.
No. On a couple of others, Mick, Archer got several wickets in the first innings. He got the last wicket in the second, and Ben Stokes got the vital wicket of Kohli. Those two in particular coming back. Stokes had a very good first innings with the bat and has done okay with the ball. Archer had some vicious bowling. He got Ashwin right on the badge at one point.
Yeah.
That over to Ashwin, that was nasty. Yeah. That 6 short deliveries to him. Yeah. Ashwin just didn't know how to play him.
That's one of the things we've been missing, I think, England. A proper aggressive bowler. You've got Jay who will come in all day long and he'll move it left, right, wherever you want to move it, and he will take wickets. But there are times when you need to put a different kind of pressure on the batsman. And Jofra Archer, I mean, it strolls in like he's out for a Sunday morning stroll, doesn't it? If you're facing Jofra Archer for the first time and you've never seen him bowl before, and you see him running in, you're going to think medium pace here, we're all right. And next thing, top of your head off.
It's a bit like a golfer. It's a bit like golfer. They're very slow in the pullback, and suddenly it just lets rip. And that's what Archer does. He's just everything looks fine and chilled, and then suddenly it just takes your head off.
But he doesn't even seem to bring his arm through that quickly, does it?
No.
It's just like
It's witchcraft.
He's the big John Daly of cricket.
yeah.
Yeah. Super.
It's so. I mean, he's so Caribbean, and he's just relaxed. His run-up's relaxed. His action's relaxed, but that ball comes out like an exocet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
stuff.
You do need players like that to bowl overs like that. Definitely.
Yeah. And Ashwin's just come from Australia, where Australia tried a short ball in a game and it didn't work.
No.
And Archer's come in and done similar things. So that's a positive. I know this might be strange way of looking at it, but that's a really positive thing for when Archer goes and plays in the Ashes. Those Australian pitches will suit him down to the ground.
But the Australians are not capable of doing it, are they? And we've said this before.
Yeah.
You know, they think they are, and they're full of their own sort of, they big themselves up, and they're all, but they aren't actually got that capability. And they prove it time and again.
That's a really good win for England. I think we're going to wrap this first test review up there, unless you two have got anything else you want to mention. I don't know if we'll probably miss something.
Can I just point out that I was 1 wicket away from a super prediction, and I think that should put me to top of the predictions league, because I did predict an England win, and I predicted a 5 for Jack Leach. He got 4. I was really disappointed when Archie got that last wicket, I'll be honest, because I would have been Mr. Smug.
Yes, we know you would.
Thank you.
We may well do a prediction league for the next test. We can predict something per day.
Oh yeah! Look, now I've nearly got one right.
Correct. So don't worry about it, Wayne. In fact, we got it wrong this time. Doesn't matter.
I always get it wrong. It's fine.
That's true. Very true. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube, where you will be watching this, because we'll be doing that corner down there.
Down.
No, I can't do it.
But you do.
That way.
You can always use it hand. It's down there. Subscribe. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
That's the one. And we'll be back on Saturday. Saturday is when we resume. So they got 3 or 4 days rest. They'll certainly change for the England team. Remains to be seen about the Indian team, but we'll suppose make a couple of changes. Colour's already started mentioning Yadav may well come in, which would be a very, very good addition because their spinners let them down a little bit, I think, India. So
I can't see Nadeem keeping his place, to be honest.
No, I'd be surprised. And if Sundar, Sundar does it, he'll only keep it because he's batting, because he didn't bowl very well either. So thank you all. Please subscribe, and we'll see you all Saturday. Thank you, Mick, for almost getting prediction correct. And thank you, Wayne, for being here as always.
As always.
Thank you. I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.
Subscribe.